North-South States period is the period in Korean history when Later Silla and Balhae coexisted in the south and north of the peninsula, respectively. Later Silla, after the unification wars, the Tang dynasty established territories in the former Goguryeo, and began to administer and establish communities in Baekje. Silla attacked the Chinese in Baekje and northern Korea in 671. The Tang dynasty then invaded Silla in 674, but Silla defeated the Tang army in the north. Silla drove the Tang forces out of the peninsula by 676 to achieve unification of most of the three kingdoms. Later Silla was a golden age of art and culture, and Buddhism became a large part of Silla culture. Buddhist monasteries such as the Balguksa are examples of advanced Korean architecture and Buddhist influence. State-sponsored art and architecture from this period include Hwangryongsa Temple, Bunhwangsa Temple, and Sokguram Grotto, a World Heritage Site. Later Silla carried on the maritime prowess of Baekje, which acted like the Phoenicia of medieval East Asia, and during the 8th and 9th centuries dominated the seas of East Asia and the trade between China, Korea and Japan, most notably during the time of Jangbogard. In addition, Silla people made overseas communities in China on the Shandong Peninsula and the mouth of the Yangtze River. Buddhism flourished during this time, and many Korean Buddhists gained great fame among Chinese Buddhists and contributed to Chinese Buddhism, including Wonchuk, Wonhyo, Yusang, Musang, and Kim Jyo-gak. A Silla prince whose influence made Mount Jiuhua one of the four sacred mountains of Chinese Buddhism. Silla began to experience political troubles in the late 9th century. This severely weakened Silla, and soon thereafter descendants of the former Baekje established later Baekje. In the north, rebels revived Goguryeo, beginning the later Three Kingdoms period. Later Silla lasted for 267 years until, under King Gyeongsun, it was annexed by Goryeo in 935. Balhae was founded after Goguryeo had fallen. It was founded in the northern part of former lands of Goguryeo by Daejeong, a former Goguryeo general. After defeating the Tang dynasty at the Battle of Tiananmen, Balhae controlled the northern areas of the Korean peninsula, much of Manchuria, and expanded into present-day Russian Maritime Province. Balhae styled itself as Goguryeu's successor state. In a time of relative peace and stability in the region, Balhae flourished in culture, especially during the long reign of the third King Mun and King Seon. At the time, Balhae was a culturally advanced country, so that even China referred to the Korean kingdom as the prosperous country of the East. Quote, however, Balhae was severely weakened by the 10th century, and the Khitan Liao dynasty conquered Balhae in 926. Goryeo absorbed some of Balhae's territory and received Balhae refugees, including the crown prince and the royal family, but compiled no known histories of Balhae. The 18th century Joseon dynasty historian Yu Doigong advocated the proper study of Balhae as part of Korean history, and coined the term North and South States period to refer to this era. Language. Due to the lack of linguistic evidence, it is difficult to make a definitive conclusion for the linguistic relation between the Balhae and Silla languages. Shokuna Hongyi implies that the Balhae language, a Goguryeo language, and Silla language share a close relationship. A student sent from Silla to Japan for an interpreter training in Japanese language assisted a diplomatic envoy from Balhae in communicating during the Japanese court audience. There are only two surviving Balhae words, kundufu meaning king, and furuki for stable. They seem to have more Tungusic linguistic relationship and origins than Korean.